want to begin my Advent homily with an invitation. Imagine you are walking through an expansive, open field, and for a moment, allow yourself to be enveloped in that openness of space. The experiences of Mary and Hagar in the scriptures today invite each of us into a spacious openness, an openness to the divine in every dimension of our being. We'll talk now about what we need to be open and how this Advent season and the seasons of our lives offer us opportunities for this. As with most life experiences, listening is key to being open. We need to listen to wisdom in our body, mind, and spirit, as well as wisdom embodied in other people and creation, in order to live the openness that Mary and Hagar exemplified in this morning's readings. We also need to be willing to walk into new life chapters, even in the midst of uncertainty, as they did. With a listening heart and a willingness to walk into the unknown, let's open ourselves to the God of every moment and enjoy some invitations of the season. The season of Advent can be quite a sensory experience. Sparkling lights on people's homes, giant blow-up figures of Frosty and Santa, and energizing Christmas songs offer sights and sounds that bring smiles to faces of all ages. Large, brilliant light displays, such as those at Longwood Gardens in Kennett Square, Rose Tree Park in Media, or Tinseltown in Oaks, bring people from miles around to celebrate this season of light and hope. And of course, classic movies such as Charlie Brown's Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life, and Miracle on 34th Street offer us moments of pure laughter as well as deep reflection. These experiences of light, music, and movies can open us to the divine and touch every fabric of our being when we listen and allow their meaning to percolate through us. The invitation for each of us is to open ourselves to the unfolding mystery within them. As many of you know, our son Shane's wife, Kirsty, recently gave birth to identical twin boys, Carson and Michael. Her pregnancy was high risk from the start and was an Advent adventure that required large doses of openness and trust. She was monitored weekly for several months, then twice a week for a while, undergoing many tests at each appointment. It was not only a physically demanding pregnancy, but also an emotionally and spiritually challenging one. During these tests, she and Shane needed to listen carefully to the wisdom of the medical team, follow their directives, and walk into uncertainty on a regular basis. The doctors placed their trust in the wisdom of advanced technology, as well as their years of experience. When the doctors finally decided it was go time and readied her for delivery, she then opened herself completely to this journey into the unknown, and her trust reached new heights. Just as in the gospel, Mary made the choice to hand over her body to God, Kirsty fully entrusted her body to the medical team, that they would make the right decisions to ensure the boy's health as well as hers. Clearly, the wisdom of God was embodied in the many medical people who cared for her and the babies, in Shane, who companioned her faithfully and peacefully throughout their pregnancy and delivery, and in Kirsty, who trusted in the God in herself and in each of them. This journey has been and continues to be one that invites them into openness to God in every dimension. But a personal note, when Shane called and told us that they would be delivering within the hour, I felt so excited. Yet at the same time, I came face to face with the reality that I would be cheering them on from the sidelines. Being a prayer cheerleader for these emerging new lives was a heart-opening experience of letting go and trusting that the source of all life would pulse through these births. For all of us, whether our journey is one of health, of work or ministry transition, or a new life chapter, our Advent invitation is to listen for God's voice and be open to its meaning in every facet of our being. The last illustration I want to share is from a conversation I had with a neighbor on one of my walking routes. His son, Michael, is a junior at Temple University and had been a member of the men's crew team for his first 2 years there. For those who may not be familiar with crew, it's a rowing team, and it's a very demanding sport, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I asked him if Michael was still a member of the team. He said, no, Temple changed the crew team setup, and so he decided not to participate. He went on to say, this was a hard decision for him because crew had been such a big part of his life throughout high school and the first half of his college years. Although it was difficult for him to step away from it, Michael is happy with his decision and how it opened up opportunities to take part in other academic and social events, such as the business fraternity. He sees this as a chance to explore other meaningful campus offerings. As his dad shared this story, I was genuinely impressed with Michael's mature handling of this transition and how he was open to an unexpected path that was new and uncertain. His experience put flesh to Henri Nouwen's words today as he let go of certainty, moved to a new place on his college journey, and opened himself to different dreams. Michael lived today's gospel message by listening to his heart, walking into a spacious openness of mind and spirit, and trusting the wisdom he found there. Each of us, in the twists and turns of life, is also invited to embrace openness and listen carefully to the divine pulsing through that experience. Advent invitations to trust and openness are all around us. Whether a lighthearted, playful experience, an ordinary, routine one, or one that is deeply reflective. our God, who is truly with us, pulses through every part of it. My Advent prayer for each of us is that we will experience spacious openness to the divine in every moment of our life. Happy Advent.